He ran a bakery. He had a wife, 2 kids. But in the shadows of Anchorage, Alaska, Robert Hansen was living a double life. He took his victims deep into the wilderness, where no one could hear their scream for help. This is the true story of the man known as the Butcher Baker, a serial predator who turned the wild into a hunting ground. It's me. Welcome to Last Words Lounge, where every whisper tells a deadly tale. In the early 1970s, Robert Hansen was a familiar face in his neighborhood. Quiet, polite, a hard worker, the owner of a local bakery. But behind that disarming smile, he had a pattern of violence against women. He would lure them in with promises of money or photo shoots, then take them to his remote cabin. Sometimes he flew them there in his private plane, a single-engine Cessna 182 Skylane, a plane he had named Little Bear. Deep in the Alaskan wilderness, there was no one around. There were no neighbors. There were no streetlights, just trees, mountains, and Robert Hansen, who would show his victims a side of nature that was both beautiful and brutal. He took them on hikes. He showed them breathtaking views, and then he let them go. At first, at least he did. But then, like something primal inside him snapped. Hansen was born in 1939 in California. As a child, he exhibited disturbing behaviors, torturing small animals, and even attempting to drown a pet dog. As a teenager, he became fascinated with knives and spent his time skinning animals and making them look like human faces. It was as if from an early age he was mapping out a darkness that would consume him. He married, had children, got a job at a bakery, and seemed to be leading an ordinary life. But all the while, he was feeding a different kind of hunger, one that led him to kill. His victims were mostly young women, runaway teenagers, or those seeking work as models. He promised them a world of glamour and opportunity, but delivered something far more sinister. When his victims arrived at his cabin, he would bind them with electrical cords, gag them, and torture them. He kept souvenirs, necklaces made of human teeth, and earrings crafted from human fingers. The walls of his home were lined with photos of his victims, each image a reminder of the life he had taken. He kept a journal detailing his crimes, and even had a special room where he kept his weapons and tools. But what truly set him apart was his map, a hand-drawn, chillingly detailed guide to his hunting grounds. Each location marked with a symbol, each dot on the map representing a grave. It wasn't until one of his victims managed to escape that authorities began to piece together the horror. Barefoot, bloodied, and traumatized, the woman ran down a deserted road until she found help. She told the police about the cabin, about the secluded clearing where she had been held captive, about the other women she feared were in danger. When the police finally searched Hansen's home, they found his secret. They found the map with its disturbing markings, the hidden entrance to the root cellar where he kept his captives, the very cabin where he had played both host and monster. Hansen was arrested and taken into custody. He confessed to the killings, providing details that only the perpetrator could know. In 1984, he was sentenced to 461 years in prison. He died in 2014 behind bars, his life cut short, but not his legacy. Robert Hansen's story remains a chilling reminder that darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places, that a monster can live among us, and that sometimes the most terrifying predators are the ones who seem the most ordinary. So raise your glass to Hansen, the man who hunted in the Alaskan wilderness. May his last words be a warning, may his story be a lesson, and may his memory be a reminder of the evil that sometimes walks among us. This has been Last Words Lounge. Subscribe for more softly told true stories, real, haunting, and never forgotten. And if you liked this episode, you might also enjoy our podcast. Just search for Last Words somewhere in the wilderness.